How do you publish a book? Some of the biggest questions people want to know is, where do I even start? What do I need to do? And there are some key things that you can be doing before you even have your story finished that you can be doing as an author to get ready for the big publishing day. I am Alana Bursey from Bursey Twin Stories. We are twin sisters who write children's books through a therapeutic parenting lens. And we just really want to create books that have powerful messages and meaning for kids. One of the very first things that you need to decide as an author and you're doing your research is, how are you going to actually publish your book? Okay, there are 3 different types of publishing. You can check out our other video that talks about 3 different types, but you need to decide, are you going to hire a vanity publisher to publish your book and to walk you through the process? Are you going to start inquiring and find a literary agent to get a traditional publisher to take your book? Or are you going to just be your own boss and self-publish your own book? Regardless of what kind of publishing you choose, there are some really key things that you should be doing as an author to build a platform. When people Google your name or they Google your future book, you want something to come up. You want to show people that you are a real author, you're a real person, you write real books, and how they can get a hold of you and how they can contact you, how they can purchase your books. So a lot of people do this through online. Remembering that as an author, you are also starting a business. And so a lot of authors don't always like to think about the business part, but the reality is that's what you're doing. You're starting a book business, you're starting your author business. So definitely doing some research. Just like if you would start any business, you need to develop things that would be on a business card. How are people going to contact you? How are they going to find you? Okay, you need to start developing that presence. And you can do this even before you've finished your book, even when your book is just the very beginning stages. And you can always go back and you can change your website as you publish more books. So definitely would start with creating a website. Even if you haven't published any books yet, you can create a website that shows who you are. People like to get to know the person behind the books, who the author is. It also creates avenues where you can show people your books that are coming, future books, what they can expect. People also talk a lot about Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts, social media. Definitely, a lot of people spend a lot of time on these accounts. And so it definitely is beneficial to create social media accounts as an author, separate business accounts. You can also check out, we're publishing another video very shortly called, I published a book, now what? What's next? Okay. So in that video, we're going to talk a bit more about marketing strategies and what will actually help your book be seen. But really quickly, with Instagram accounts, social media accounts, I think they can be very helpful with building that platform so people know you're there, you exist. Honestly, most of your sales at the beginning are not going to come from social media. Okay. Most of your sales are probably going to come from in-person vendor events. Don't panic. The social media platform will build over time. But the reality is, a lot of people will add you and they'll be curious, but are they actually going to buy your book? That's the thing. Just because you got 500 followers on Instagram does not mean that you're guaranteed 500 sales. If you only have 5 followers, that does not look very good. If someone finds you, they might think you're a spam account. So it is good to engage, find other fellow authors, support other authors, other people who are interested in your work, and you guys can both encourage each other on your journey. But the thing about following other authors is they're not always going to buy your books because they're there for the same reason you are. They want to sell books. And so a lot of times authors will build platforms with sometimes thousands of followers, and a lot of times it's just other authors, and it looks great and it does build their platform. It does help with visibility, but it does not lead to sales. But when you're starting out, connecting with other authors is super valuable. You can learn from what other authors are doing. You can learn from what's working for them. Some people might be wondering, how in the world am I going to post on social media? I haven't even written my book yet. But you know what? A lot of people are actually interested in the process. And so you, as a new author, you can start showing little sneak peeks. Show some quick little reels or videos or pictures of you writing your novel. What does your workspace look like? What does your notebook look like? What are some quick little character sketches you're maybe working on? Or one way to build engagement is asking people on social media for feedback, asking them which characters they like better, asking them if there's a certain line in your book or something that you're struggling with, sometimes opening that up for the floor. Remembering you can get all kinds of answers on social media. Some people can be pretty harsh. Other people can be very helpful and very kind and helpful. So just you choose how much you want to engage with social media, but there definitely can be things that you can be posting and doing in advance to help build some hype around your book, get people excited about who you are and what you're doing. Building a launch team can be super important for helping your book succeed and get the most visibility that it can the first week that it is published. I would definitely recommend, as you create your social media accounts and your website, creating an email list of people who are interested in your book and who want to know when your book is published. You can sometimes find people on different Facebook groups and ARC review sites. There are a lot of people out there who are genuinely interested in new upcoming books. And so starting to create a list, and I would recommend making a pretty big list, because the average is about 30% of people who read books will leave a review. And we thought we could beat that statistic. We spent a lot of time building, connecting with people, confirming that they for sure wanted to read books. It was like, okay, these people are definitely going to leave a review. They've been responding back and forth. And then on the launch day, you give that reminder and those reminders, and people just seem to forget. So definitely trying to build up a launch team of over 100 people so that you can get those 30 reviews at the beginning is super helpful. We personally use the KDP Select program, putting our book on Kindle Unlimited at the very beginning of our launch. We self-published through KDP, and so we were able to use their KDP Select program, which means you can select a certain number of promotional days in the 90-day contract. And so we got access to some of those free promotional days where we could make our ebook free on the launch week so that people could download it for free, even if they didn't have Kindle Unlimited. Anyone can download the book for free, get access to it. And then when they leave a review, it's counted as a purchase. It was just a free purchase on Amazon. So all those people who leave reviews are verified reviews. So we did find this super helpful. I would recommend it. Again, I would just really stress you need a lot of people signed up, because only about 30% of people will leave reviews. Another quick reminder not to get direct family and super close friends to read and review your book. It can get flagged by Amazon. Amazon can remove those reviews. So just doing your best to find neutral people, people out there who want to read your book and provide honest feedback is really helpful. If you're interested in learning more about how different review sites work, we have created some other videos here to explain more about how author review sites work and how they work in compliance with Amazon KDP. Every single book that is published requires an ISBN number, and this number is what makes your book officially a published book in your country. Many countries will ask for you to send in a copy of your book to be archived. I'm in Canada, so our books have been sent in, these ones, to the Archives of Canada to be registered and put in as real published books by us, Canadian authors. If you go with a vanity publisher or a traditional publisher, they'll probably take care of this ISBN number, but a simple Google search will help show you how to find an ISBN number. In Canada, they are free. I know in some countries you have to pay for them, but it is something that you will need to get to register your book as an official book and become a published author. Some other things you're going to be doing before you write your book is, again, if you're a self-published author, you're going to be working on doing some more research to figure out, are you going to need an editor? Are you going to need someone to help you format your book? Are you going to hire an illustrator or a cover designer? These are all decisions that if you're a self-published author, you're the boss, you decide who you hire. There's lots of different freelance websites around, like some of these. You can find people on there. As always, you do have to do your research, make sure you're checking reviews and feedback to make sure that you're not getting scammed. There are lots of people out there who will say, give me $50 and I will write your book for you. Always remember, if it seems too good to be true, it is. Okay, there are a lot of scammers out there, as well as people just soliciting their services and looking for hire. And so some people can be quite pushy and forceful. Make sure you're reading what contract you're signing, who you're agreeing with. We've had a lovely experience finding an illustrator on Upwork. We worked with Inakshi Goswami, and we had a lovely experience working with her. I would always recommend her as a great illustrator in helping us format our book and kind of walk us through the process to uploading it onto KDP. I also wanted to share with you really quick, one of the biggest words of wisdom that I was given. I was talking to somebody who used to work for a publishing company, and she told me to go to libraries, go to bookstores, and really look at books, all the books. Look at the books that you like, look at the books that you don't like, and really start reflecting on, what is it when you look at a book cover, what draws you to it, what pushes you away from it, and just really starting to build up an idea of what it is that you love about books, because when you choose your book cover or your illustrator, if it's a children's book, you want to design a book that you love and that you would want to pick up off the shelf. And so taking time to go look at different styles. There are so many different types of styles and fonts, formatting, and just really going out there and seeing like what is out there and getting ideas for how you can format your book in a way that you are going to love it and others are going to love it. Really quick recap, it can be kind of overwhelming as you're doing your research. You're going to discover a whole bunch of people who want to sell you things. Remember, never rush into anything. Take your time. If someone is pressuring you to make a decision really fast and they're promising that this deal is not going to be available tomorrow, don't do it, okay? Your book is a work of art and art takes time. Your book is worth it, and don't just sign on for the cheapest deal that you find. It is really important. You're going to connect with other authors, start building an author community to learn from each other, build that engagement. You're going to create some social media accounts, a website, ways that you can build that online presence so that when people search for you, they will find you. And then you are a real business. And so having your contact information on there and just some ways that people can find the product, which is the book that you are selling, is really important. You're going to be researching a lot of different publishing companies. Don't just take the first one you find. Make sure, research all the 3 types of publishing. Look at some vanity options. Look at some traditional options. Look at the self-publishing options. Do lots of research to figure out what works best for you. And it's really important to build that launch team, building a group of people who are excited about your book, who can support your book, who will read your book and leave a review, does really help just generate some of that algorithm, get things going on your launch day so that your book generates more visibility on Amazon or whatever print on demand or publishing or printing company that you're using. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you found it helpful in your author journey. Please like and subscribe. You can follow our channel and check out more videos. We made these videos to help you. And so we really hope that you found them helpful. If you have any other questions, comment below. Let us know, what are your questions? What are your worries, concerns? What do you need to know more about in your author journey? We are here for you to support you. It can be a long haul here writing. As an author, it can sometimes feel lonely. And so feel free, join. You're part of our community now. We wish you all the best with your book. Feel free to comment down below your social media and we can follow you to help you on your author journey. Writing children's stories is a bit faster paced. It takes us about a year to write one children's book. If you're writing a novel, it takes years. I have some friends who've written different novels, and some of them it takes multiple years to write just one story. So don't give up. It takes time. Remembering that what you're working, it's a work of art, your book. And so taking the time to make it the very best that you can, it is always worth it to take your time and do it right and have a product that you are totally proud of and that you can stand behind and really promote. So don't stress if you feel like this author process is taking too long and you just want to speed it up. You can't rush being an author, okay? Your book matters, your stories matter, and it is really important that you put your book together in a way that it's done to the best that it can be. Remembering to take care of your own mental health is also super important as you start this new endeavor as an author. You're going to be scrolling through different social media sites. You're going to feel the pressure to compare, to compete, to be better. And so just remember, just like any business, you'd have working hours, set times aside to do what you need to do for your business. But remember to take breaks, relax, enjoy. These things take time. We learn from our mistakes. Just keep going, okay? Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. These things do take time. And remembering to take care of yourself.